Hey guys, back here again with another video. So today I'm gonna do kind of a recommendation. I'm gonna do my top 10 tips for when playing Pokemon Go. Um, what that's gonna mean is basically different things you want to pay attention to when playing the game. Um, I've seen a lot of these videos and they're very popular. So I'm gonna do kind of my take on it, and we're just gonna start off with number one. Number one, I think, is one of the most important tricks to the game, and that is actually a quick catch that allows you to skip animations, the whole animation of catching a Pokemon. So I'll display that here with this Solosis real quick. So we have a 1064 CP Solosis. So I'll give it a berry and I'll use a Great Ball just to kind of guarantee the catch. So what you want to do is actually grab a hold of the ball icon on the side here. So I'll show you a little bit. It's kind of hard. Well, actually, you're not going to be able to see that, but I'll do it on screen recording. So as you hold it and then you click on it, you hold your finger down on that. As you see, I can kind of bring my finger to the corner here. Again, you're not going to really be able to see. While I'm doing that, I'm going to pick up the ball, holding my finger down, and then when I release my finger, I'm going to be able to back out like that. So as you see, I just skipped the whole catch animation of doing that, and it's a very large time saving. While you're doing a community day where checking as many Pokemon and catching them as fast as possible really matters, that is something you need to do. Another thing that is a major time saving, this is actually going to bring us into tip number 2, is actually turning on AR mode. Most people don't use AR mode, but as you encounter a Pokemon, you see there's about a 3-second gap. If we'll count this one again, it's about a 3-second gap before you're actually able to throw a Pokeball at that Pokemon. If you turn on AR mode, obviously it's a little harder to catch it, but if you're going around shiny checking, look at how much faster you can check this Pokemon and back out. It's so much faster. There's no real loading into the Pokemon encounter. It's pretty instantaneous. So if you're going, we have Seal Calm Day coming up where you want to check as many seals as possible. You can go through and check all these really quickly this way. And it's really easy versus having to, every one you click on, you're going through and you're doing a 3-second load in before you can even throw a ball. And you can still try quick catch. I don't recommend actually going through and quick catching in this because it's kind of hard to throw in AR mode. But that's my tip number 3, and it saves you that whole load-in period. So, next tip is actually going to be tip number 3 here. We're going to start talking about the easiest way to gain XP in Pokemon Go. Obviously, you can make excellent throws. That gives you a decent chunk of 1,000. The fastest way to gain XP is the friendship system. I'll kind of explain that a little bit. As you go through the tiers of friendship, you have, your I don't even know what the different tiers are named. I should probably look that up. You have good friends, you have great friends, ultra friends, and best friends. So, from becoming a friend, you get, I think it's 2,000 or 3,000 XP, just from becoming a friend with someone. From becoming great friends with someone, you get 10,000 XP. It's the same as doing the legendary raid. Becoming ultra friends, you get 50,000. That's a very substantial chunk of XP. And then becoming best friends, you get 100,000. All of that can be paired with a lucky egg, and will actually double that XP. So you can get 200,000 XP off of one best friend with a lucky egg down. You stack that about 2 or 3 with 2 or 3 people, so that you open 2 or 3 gifts. You get them all at once. That's 400,000 to 600,000 XP within a minute. That's the easiest way and the most efficient way to get XP in the game currently. Is from that system right there. So you can basically go and have 10 people that you hit best friends with, and that's 2 million XP. And that's not counting hitting great friends, hitting ultra friends, hitting and all the other steps before that you've gotten XP from as well. That's a very important step. Next, I'll also show you another step that's kind of important if you're opening gifts and you're farming materials and stuff like that. We'll name this step 4. But this is actually how to skip the gift opening mechanic animation. So if you open a gift, it's going to take its time. It's going to give you all the different items. Yeah, you can click through them. Or if you open a gift here and you spam the X immediately after opening, it skips that whole animation. Again, a lot of these tips and tricks are just going to be time-saving tips and tricks. They're going to make it so that you can grind more efficiently and, you know, just save you time in the long run. Because you don't have time, most people don't have time to open a gift and sit there while, you know, the game is deciding to, you know, show all the different items you're getting. It takes time, and you gotta go through the whole level increase. Doing that 20, 30 times a day, that's very time consuming when you can just skip through them if you're actually interested in receiving gifts. Now another thing, this is gonna go into my 5th tip here, is actually gonna be in the shop. What things should you be purchasing in the shop? There's people that I know that will go and actually buy Pokeballs, or buy potions, or buy revives and stuff like that, max revives. I never recommend you buy anything in the store that you can get from spinning a stop and stuff like that. So never buy Pokeballs, never buy potions, never buy revives. Incenses are great. Even though the game does give you incenses a lot. Lucky eggs, star pieces are things you want to consider buying. Incubators, I only do incubators if there's an egg-themed event. Meaning I won't buy incubators unless there's something specific that's, you know, like a past event we had Riolu hatching from eggs on 7K eggs. So I went through and I bought a lot of incubators for that. Otherwise, I don't buy incubators or anything like that. As you know, everyone knows nowadays, and Niantic knows nowadays, the most expensive thing and the most that people buy is definitely your remote raid passes. That's definitely what you want to spend your coins on. So, with that in mind, 3 remote raid passes are 250 coins. I'm now actually going to segue that on how to do that as a free-to-play player. So, 250 coins, you can get that in 5 days. So if you think about it, every week you're guaranteed about 4 plus remote raid passes if you actually grind the gym system. So I'm going to explain how the gym system actually works in Pokemon Go. When you put a Pokemon in a gym, it starts a timer. After 8 hours, that Pokemon has maxed out on how much coins it can earn you. Anytime after that, when that Pokemon is kicked out, you will receive that 50 coins. Now, if you have 2 Pokemon in the gym, one gives you 50 coins, and then someone kicks another one out, in the same day, you won't receive any coins from that one because you've hit your 50 limit. Now, if you have a Pokemon in the gym for 3 weeks, and it gets kicked out, you will still receive only 50 coins. So, you'll have people that will kind of create a system where they'll go back and forth kicking each other out of gyms every 8 hours, once a day to maximize that 50 coins for a free-to-play player. 50 coins a day. Every 5 days you'll get 3 remote raid passes. You'll get your 1 free event box raid pass. Even though it is 1 coin, I'm not really counting it as something that you actually need to grind for, because most people just have random coins laying around pretty often. But you'll get 4 1 week, next week you'll end up with like 7. So if you do it every day, you get 350 coins a week. You'll actually get, in that case, you'll be able to get one of the 3 remote raid passes, one of the regular remote raid passes, and then a free one from the box. You'll get 5 remote raid passes along with 1 standard raid pass a day. So you can potentially do 12 raids a week for free just from grinding the gym system. So now I'll go into, this is going to be a major video here. I'll do a whole nother video talking more in depth about this. A lot of things that new players do is they'll get a really strong Pokemon, like a Tyranitar, for instance, and they'll want to max it out as high of a level as they can, even though it'll be a 91% or an 89% or something like that. The IVs will be okay. They'll be okay IVs, but they'll feel a need to max it out and spend 200,000 dust to get to a high level. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Once you get to level 30, you'll have substantial enough attackers and stuff like that, gym raiders and stuff like that, where you won't need to power a bunch of stuff up. You'll only need to power up certain things when you have a decent version of that to power up. So for instance, with the pseudo legendaries, something like a Tyranitar, if you have 100, just power that one up. If you have a 98, that'll work fine, just power that one up. You can max those ones out. Don't worry about a 91% Tyranitar that you have. You don't need to power that one up. Don't waste your Stardust. Stardust is such a hard resource to find. I mean, it's not hard to find, but it is such a hard resource to stack up, to power up. I mean, it takes 10,000 Stardust to power up this. Well, right now it's 11,000 Stardust. That is, without a star piece, that's 110 Pokemon. Is that right? Am I doing that right? 1,000 would be 10,000. Yeah, it's 110 Pokemon caught to power this guy up one time. Now this is 100%, so that's why I would do it. But if you have a 91% and you're going to get, a better version of that eventually in time, don't power that 91% up, because you're going to want to power that 96 up or that 98 up eventually later on. You're going to use all your dust then. So I'm going to go into a more depth video of what to power up. But anything that you can reasonably get a better version of in a reasonable amount of time, during an event or during raids and stuff like that, don't power it up. Don't waste your Stardust at that point. Just getting that one maxed up is where you want it to be. So now we'll go into kind of a really good tip that everyone needs when catching legendaries. This is so important to help you catch a legendary. I'll show you here. Is the attack animation thing with legendaries. So it's called like the hold the ball, and basically I'll show you what to do. So as you hold the ball here, you can see that that inner circle is slowly shrinking. So you want to get it to a point where it's nice and small. So like almost in a range of an excellent throw. And you're going to let go of it. Now that point is saved. And when it attacks and you release it, it's going to save that circle. So the goal when doing this is to... It's a lot easier to do with a legendary, because the legendary is going to keep constantly attacking you. Well, I got invited to a raid. Wouldn't that be nice if that was a legendary raid? It actually is, so I might actually do this raid and I'll talk about the next one. This is actually really interesting timing here. So we'll do this raid here while I'm talking about the next couple ones here. So something I would recommend to anyone that is going out, this is actually going to go into one of my tips here, going out and grinding and playing Pokemon Go. If you're out and about, if it's your local park, I don't think we're going to have enough people for this, actually. I don't know if this is going to work out. If you're walking around your local park, or just your streets or your town or something like that, playing Pokemon Go, something you want to have is invest in a portable charger. This is actually my tip number 10. This is my last tip that I was going to get into. There's actually another tip after this. But I figured it'd be good to talk. We're not going to be doing this raid, unfortunately. I'm just going to back out. I'm sorry about that, everyone. But tip number 10 here was actually to get a portable charger. You can get a pretty substantial one for about $30 to $40. That's the one version I have. I have a $40 one that gives you about 20,000 milliamps. I have a charge. I can charge my phone 5 times from that. I have no issues when I go out having to worry about charge or power on my phone whatsoever when I'm out and about playing. And then my last tip is actually going to be what to use your rare candies on. So I'll go through here. I'll show you. I have quite a stash currently. I mean, it's a pretty okay stash. I have 233 rare candies. For the most part, except for the few Pokemon that require 400, I can basically evolve anything I want to. Or close to max out anything I want to, if it's already evolved and stuff like that. Rare candies, you don't want to dump into things that are going to be coming around often. So for example, when I caught Noibat, I dumped close to 400 rare candies in to evolve that thing instantly. I got super. I couldn't wait. I didn't want to wait for it, so I just kind of sent it and just spent 400 rare candies to get this thing evolved because I didn't want to have to wait to catch that as many as I needed or hatch as many as I needed in order to get that done. Don't do that. There will eventually be a calm day or an event where Noibat will be spawning all the time. Most people don't do as many raids as me, so they don't have rare candies as a resource to spend kind of frivolously on whatever they want. Things you want to put rare candies on into are going to be legendaries and stuff like that. Something that you're not going to see very often or won't be an event further on where you can grind candies. Legendaries will always be in raids and will always be paywalled behind raid passes. You'll get a maximum of 3. It's really hard to pineap and get double candy on a legendary unless you get a shiny, then you're guaranteed to catch it. Definitely pineapple a shiny. No brainer on that one. But don't use rare candies on everyday Pokemon. Or Pokemon that are, even if they're rare, don't use them. Just use rare candies on legendaries and mythicals. That's really about it. Best place would be putting them into like a mythical that you're never going to catch again, like a Mew. But those are my top 10 tips there. I'm going to call it there. There's so many different tips that I'm sure I've missed that people, if you have any other ideas or tips that I can do in another video, leave in the comments. I'll address them. I'll make another video. I'm going to keep posting hopefully 2 times a week or so. That's kind of the goal. Or maybe at least one time a week. But, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Yeah, just show some support, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing here. And if you like the content, again, just leave a like and subscribe. Thank you.